Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a bit of a tutorial video taking a look at some of my Romanian deadlifts and how I do the movement and how I think you should do the movement in order to kind of improve some weak spots on the deadlift. So looking here, we're starting with my warm-ups just to show the form that we're looking for. I like to have a double overhand grip when I can for these, and essentially I'm going to deadlift it up to the top like a regular deadlift and then slowly lower down while pushing my hips back and keeping my shins as vertical as possible. And when you do this, you really feel a stretch in the hamstring. So from the side view, we'll get to see here, right? Regular deadlift up, and then from the top, I'm keeping my shins as vertical as possible until I feel that stretch, and then I'm reversing course and going back up again. So let's take a look at this kind of in slow motion one more time. Now, this is a warm-up weight for me, so I was able to continue with the double overhand grip, and you'll see the whole reasoning for this form is to, one, build the hamstrings if you're doing high reps, and two, to build the strength in that just below the knees range, because you're having to change direction, and that can really help, especially if you're me and you fail in that position. That's kind of the reasoning behind doing these. As you can see here in my next warm-up, I used an over-under grip. You can certainly do this. I find that especially whenever I'm doing high frequency deadlifts, I prefer to use straps. That way I don't tear up my hands. But if you have grip issues, you can certainly use the mixed grip to get that more time under tension. Now, I'm later in my training block right now, so the weights have gotten heavier. These are sets of 5, and it's a great example of how this movement can not only be used to build the hamstrings early in a block with high volume, but also how it can be used to build strength, because like I said, my weak point is directly under my knees in the deadlift. And because of my leverages, I kind of end up in that RDL position anyway on my max pulls. So here we're using actually pretty heavy weight, and you can tell in these deadlifts because you see my knees kick a little bit. Those are my basically hamstrings wanting to take over from my quads, which is exactly what we want. And I just go down until I feel that tension in the hamstrings and reverse course to kind of build up that weak spot. The biggest difference between these and a regular deadlift, obviously, in a regular deadlift, you're going all the way down to the ground, and what happens here is your knees are going to be pushed forward more, so there's more balance between your hamstrings, quads, and low back. Whereas these, the focus is being placed on keeping those shins vertical, which almost keeps it exclusively on the hamstrings and low back. And of course, your upper back is being worked as well because you're changing direction with the lats. So taking a look here it is in slow motion. You can see I'm being very intentional in pushing my hips back, and I'm not pulling back on the bar to finish them. It's almost a hips back, then hips forward motion. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, happy lifting.